So you've buckled your kid in the car, and within a minute, they're absolutely screaming their head off. Nothing you're doing is helping to settle them and calm them back down again. What is going on here? My name is Christian Flotter. Let's have a look at the reason as to why your kid may be crying in the car. So I was finishing an appointment with a patient the other day, and I was watching her click her child back into the car seat again, and I noticed that she had the seatbelt in a very interesting position. And I asked, is that seatbelt meant to be like that? And Mum said, oh yes, we've had this one professionally fitted, and this is the way that it's meant to be. See, I was noticing that in this rearward facing baby, that the strap of the shoulder, the seatbelt, was down below the level of that of the baby. So that got me questioning, is that actually the position that it's meant to be in? So I sent off some inquiries towards the Kids Safe Victoria people who are involved in safety guidelines for the positioning and insertion of seatbelts and car seats here in Victoria. And I received an interesting response saying that we are not meant to have it go below the level of the shoulder. See, when it goes below the level of the shoulder, it could start to really squish down on those shoulders. Now, this is interesting because I've actually had a paper published talking about unsettled behavior in children. And guess what? The #1 associated problem with unsettled behavior in children actually was, you guessed it, a problem with their shoulder. So if I've got a bit of an unsettled shoulder, and I put a seatbelt down in a position that it's not meant to be and I squish down, it's going to start creating some issues. So then that raises the question of how are we meant to be properly installing these seatbelts for rearward facing children? Let's have a look.
Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Ted. We'll use you today to help demonstrate where a seatbelt should go.
Okay.
What we're looking at here is my son's child seat, so it's a little bit big for everything to demonstrate, but for all intents and purposes, it's pretty much the same. So you can see we need to have the seatbelt at the level of the shoulder. But what I'm finding is a lot of kids have it right up high, and what it means is that it goes down below the level of the shoulder as seen here. Now when that happens, when you tighten, it starts to create a dragging down on the shoulder. Now if you've got a bit of a sore shoulder, that's going to start to become unpleasant. So we need to make sure that the child is positioned in such a way that the seatbelt is at or slightly above the level of the shoulder, never below.
So there you have it. Could it be the seatbelt position that's creating a bit of an issue for your child? See, if that seatbelt's too low down, it could be upsetting a bit of a sore shoulder. And in fact, if they have a bit of a sore shoulder, shouldn't that be worth investigating further? I hope that's helped to answer some questions for you. See you next time.